Archbishop Victoria Harr.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
You brought up an interesting topic to me in private just a little while ago. I know we, as a group, we've been talking about this quite a bit, but we have yet to bring it to public attention. And it is a topic of controversy. It's about feminism, equality, and we might get into a little bit of controversy with that too, and display some entitled Karens.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting show today.
Yeah, an interesting conversation too. So we're going to play some videos and react to them and talk about them. Hopefully, God willing, we'll be able to provide some solutions too.
You never know.
Okay, I'm going to bring those up. So this is Judge Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my most favorite judge.
Same here.
In terms of American TV court.
She is hilarious. And she's not afraid to tell anybody what for.
She's got those anti-Karen powers.
Yeah.
We're about to see this in action.
Take tests before they're allowed to have children.
Sometimes you can't tell how Judge Judy would react to certain actions, but she goes all out at the defendant in this case. The defendant told her 6-year-old daughter that her father might not be her father, and here's what Judge Judy said to her.
You're a moron. You are a moron. You are an example of why people should have to take tests before they're allowed to have children.
Here, the lady had a child for the defendant, but they are no longer in a relationship, but he gives her regular child support. However, she shows up at his mother's place where he is staying with his new girlfriend and causes an altercation in the process.
And he doesn't want to see you anymore. And his sister doesn't want to go to a strip club with you anymore. And you should be a little more concerned about your 2 children, ages 2 and 6. You have no connection with him anymore. We understand each other? Yes, I'm done with this case. I'm done. I'm done.
Despite already receiving the money in contention after the defendant dropped the credit card dispute at the bank, the claimant is suing for NSF charges, taxes, and inconvenience.
She definitely said, I'm
done. It must be for a businesswoman to receive money for services yet to be rendered and still claim other frivolous expenses.
You know, before you see this case here, and we did get to watch a little bit beforehand, I just wanted to emphasize the point that people not wanting to admit that they're wrong about something, they usually don't let another person speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they interrupt each other and things get taken out of context. It's a thing that's common with everyone, really.
We all have a little bit of narcissist in us.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Some of it's heightened for others. To see that.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm not giving you a quarter. I think that you're a very bad businesswoman.
Ma'am, my policy is no refunds.
Miss Nola. Miss
Isn't my
Nola.
policy?
I'm talking, you're not. Great.
I have no cancellation.
Just a second.
No
I'm
cancellation
speaking.
policy.
Hey, I'm speaking. Listen
No
to me.
cancellation policy.
I don't give a rat's behind about what you're going to show me. I'm not giving you another penny. Not another penny. If the money went back into your account.
Because he was wrong.
If you're going to talk over me, I'm going to throw you out of
Why
here
did
and
you
not
drop
even
the dispute
explain.
would be my
Hey,
question.
just a second. I'm not finished yet.
I understand.
I'm not finished yet.
I understand.
So if I were in business with a customer 3 times.
That understood the policy. That understood the policy.
Goodbye. Your case is dismissed.
That's
We're
great.
done.
She just said that she understood, but she still kept doing it.
And she kept interrupting the judge.
Yeah.
She couldn't, shut up and let her talk. But no, she ain't getting another penny. Never.
The lady sued her ex-boyfriend for $5,000 of utility bills, stolen property, and assault, but he denies all these charges. The lady also complained that her ex-boyfriend was wasting all the money on gambling and cigarettes instead of paying rent, but Judge Judy wasn't ready to help her because she couldn't just control herself.
She's done.
Common theme. We've seen this again and again.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't control herself. Big key word there.
It's safer to weigh the strength of your case before appearing before Judge Judy, as she would not leave room for unreasonable speculations. This woman sued her friend for toilet repairs because she was the last person who used it before it broke, but Judge Judy wasn't ready to award her anything.
That doesn't mean that she broke it, and that doesn't mean that she's responsible for it. Toilets break. I had one just break in my apartment last week. Cost me $650 to put in a new toilet. You think I went around to try to find the last person who sat on it? Be stupid. Grow up. That's all.
Parties
You know what? She just said the key word right there. Grow up.
Yeah. I wish this wasn't so imbalanced. It seems. I mean, there's a lot of dudes out there that might bring up some weird cases to the judge's attention, or for that matter, in life itself, But you see more often than not, it's these crazy Karens out there. They vastly outnumber the Kevins.
They do. Like every day on TikTok, you're constantly scrolling through, and what do you see most of? Karens
and kittens. Karens and kittens.
Karens and kittens.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what I call TikTok. Karens and kittens.
Hey, that's a great name for it.
With my closet and put it in a box and crushed them. I can't wear that. Nor can I wear this. It's got crease. People would laugh at me if I put this thing on and wore it. They would laugh at me.
Bird.
They will laugh at me
Would
too
you?
late.
I mean,
Would you just give me the black hat, please?
Give me the black hat.
And this one too.
See that one.
This one has creases all over it.
Oh, God.
And it's completely lost
God,
its shape.
you better go to the doctor. It's got creases all over it. Just a second.
Doing a good job, dude.
What?
Doing a good job.
What?
But look at the brim. That's,
I know.
That's what the main concern is here.
Oh,
It's completely lost its
You
shape.
better get a life, madam.
Yeah, too late.
Too late.
Get laughed at.
I was laughing way before she even said
Talking
anything.
about her hats, and you saw that. Clearly, she left it like that.
My hat. It has a crease in it.
She might have done that herself.
Yeah, I think she did.
Yeah, I don't think there was any evidence presented that was actually done. Except, you could easily assume it was her.
Yeah, like women have this thing where they like to make things way out of context.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tendency towards deceitfulness, lying, is there.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's actually outlined in one of the Raylight teachings.
It is.
We're going to go over the teaching in greater detail with Cardinal Samantha Kennedy, but the teaching we might reference a bit of is about,
Yeah.
we'll see the title of here, Are Most Women Going to Hell? Part 1, subtitled Ungrateful Liars. Ungrateful Liars.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a story about Lilith, Eve, Delilah, Salome, Jezebel, so on, so forth.
Oof. I've had to make a comment about way back in my church days. When I was a kid, there's so many stories that I listened to from the preachers, and most of them would be the women. And there was this little boy in my class, and he'd say, "Now I know the problem with the world. It's all the women."
Out of the mouth of babes.
Out of the mouth of a little kid.
Yeah.
Maybe no more than 7 years old.
You can count on children for telling the truth.
True.
The hard truths.
Our children are our truth takers.
Yes. Speaking of truth, here's just a flat out truth. Can't deny it.
No.
Eliminate one thing from the word, what would you eliminate?
Narcissists.
Toxic feminism.
We the top 10. UGK the major way not play it don't stop here. Traffic lights we going
Toxic
If you
feminism.
could eliminate one thing from the word, what?
Toxic.
That would be a great thing to eliminate from the world.
Yeah.
Is it possible? With this generation?
No. There's way too many issues with this generation. Gen Z is a very messed up section of our history.
Might need a revamp of society, like equal rights no longer being a thing.
Yeah.
We might need to go back to Sharia law.
Traditional wives. There's your real solution to the world. Traditional wives.
One could say that the only people that are afraid of punishment are those that do wrong. The only people that are afraid of going to jail are the lawbreakers, especially in a just society. So if Sharia law were implemented, the only women in a righteous society, the only women that would be afraid of Sharia law would be those
That don't want to do it.
that don't want to
Those
do
that-
what they're supposed to do as women.
Those that don't want to be that woman for her man.
And
When
if not for her husband, then for her parents.
Exactly. Like, take for instance me and Mikey, my husband. I don't ask him to make my food, or I don't ask him to do everything for me. It's more like I would rather do stuff for him. If more people and more women did things for each other, I think that would be our solution to this issue. If more people thought about others than themselves,
Yeah.
and our Lord has even said this, that would be our biggest solution.
That's
Because
a
no
solution to a lot
longer-
of problems,
Yeah,
not just with relationship dynamics.
yeah.
Entire societies.
It would help because we wouldn't think about ourselves and be greedy, and I think that thinking about others, it brings yourself your own pride.
We're talking about toxic femininity earlier, and just want to bring up this video and get your reaction to it.
Only chooses to focus on toxic masculinity. I'm here to provide you with my list of the top toxic femininity traits. Utter disdain for men. These are the women that categorize all men with the stereotypical toxic masculinity traits. Just because someone has a Y chromosome does not mean that their only intention is to sleep with you, cheat on you, or traumatize you with their uncontrollable aggression and anti-feminist behavior. Always trying to outman men. Same women who want to be equal to men also pray for the downfall of men. Amazing how that works. Ladies, if you spend your entire life trying to prove to men that you can be better than them, you'll attract none of them and kickstart the extinction of the human race. No accountability. Toxic women bask in oppression and victimhood. It's their go-to excuse whenever they're confronted with irrational behavior. If a woman instantly rationalizes her actions with her oppression, you're fighting a losing battle. Inflated egos. These are the women that have literally no respect for themselves, but feel that because they're a woman, they deserve a Wall Street billionaire with a purity ring who agrees with literally everything they say.
I wouldn't say that says it all, but she certainly goes through a concise list there of problems with feminism.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. And I know she titles it toxic feminism, but is there a form of feminism that's not toxic?
No.
I'm still waiting to find that one.
No. All feminism is bad. Because I also yet to find a video of a feminist being righteous. Which,
Or even seeking true equality,
yeah.
living by their own principles.
Is there really true equality, though? In this
No.
world? No.
No, nor should there be.
No. In fact, I remember a news article that I read recently where a woman tanked her entire company. She was the highest person in her business, and she tanked it with just one phone call.
Really? What'd she do?
I don't know, but
How could it be just one phone call?
apparently that was one of her investors, and she had an emotional breakdown, and, well, there went the company.
Wow.
Couldn't get any more investors after that.
Probably better for her to have not been the CEO of that company.
Coming from a woman myself, I don't think any woman should be in power of things. And that's just my personal opinion.
Well,
because a lot of emotions, including myself, I get emotional.
yeah, but you put yourself in check. Other people don't have to put you in check for that.
But not everybody does that.
Right. So, like, there's an exception, right, to everything.
Well, yes.
So, and women and men both should have to prove themselves and their worthiness to certain positions, positions of authority. If they prove themselves unworthy, then they obviously need education. But they need to be open to receiving that education.
That's very true. Even me as an archbishop, which I've been learning through you, and it's been great.
Oh, thanks. And you make me even happier to have you on the show because you're boosting my ego now.
Well, you help boost mine too.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good to give each other compliments. I agree.
That's what I like about being here. Everybody supports everybody. No matter if you're a woman or a man.
A great form of support is also in correction, loving correction, you know, the
Yes.
desire to see someone else do good and trying to help them along that path.
And hopefully those people that receive that correction take it with a true heart.
Yeah, well, one of those forms of correction that many of us who received proper discipline as children was in a form of physical violence, and that, like, we got spanked or something like that if we did wrong.
Oh man, I could tell you so many stories.
That's okay. Maybe another time.
No, I don't mean those.
I'm not ready for those.
Let's just say my dad and my mom were very good parents.
Okay.
I'd like to think that I turned out good.
I think the reason I'm saying that, I'm not trying to deny you telling me your story, but I wanted to go in a different direction with that.
Oh.
Because there were some videos that we were looking at earlier about violence, not with children, but between men and women.
Yeah, I would like to see those again.
Yeah, well, and we will. But just to give a brief introduction on my thoughts and get your thoughts on this too. Women tend to think that they are entitled to be violent towards men, physically violent, and quite the opposite for men towards women. Now, a traditionalist mindset, never to hit a woman, right? This is like a Western ideology that men should never hit women. That's not something I particularly disagree with, but I would say that under the caveat that nobody should hit each other, right?
Very true.
Nobody should be, especially in the head. It can cause some serious damage to the brain.
Yes. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen violence and the blows to the head.
It can cause permanent damage.
Yeah.
Irreparable damage.
And you wouldn't even think if you punch somebody that it would cause so much damage, but it does.
Yeah.
Violence is never the answer for either sex.
And it's hard to gauge the amount of damage that's done, especially if you don't go to the hospital right away after you get a concussion.
Exactly.
But that said, women who strive for equality, feminists, toxic femininity, they believe the same thing. And there's a video we can put up here where this interviewer goes around asking people these sorts of questions, and we get to see their opinions, and it's clearly displayed that there is some great deal of hypocrisy there.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
This is Veronica Wells from MadameNoir.com, and today's Madame on the Street question is it ever okay for a man to hit a woman?
Not at all. No, not at all.
It's never okay for a man to hit a woman.
No, not at all.
Never.
No, not at all. Hell no. Hit a woman?
Never.
Never.
No, I don't think so, but sometimes women do provoke a man to hit her.
No, nobody should be hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it goes down. it goes
They
down.
look kind of nervous
Absolutely no.
when they're answering
not at
this.
all. I don't.
That's because deep
I don't
down
accept
they
that.
know that it's not
Absolutely
right.
not at all, for no reason.
Because they're thinking
I
in
don't
their
think
head,
it's
like,
right to hit
what
a woman at
circumstance
all.
would it be okay?
I believe it's
I
not
better
right
not
for
say
men to hit
that.
a woman at all, but I believe it's right for a man to smack a bitch.
Oh,
That's how I feel about that.
Why do you say
he went
that?
there.
He
'Cause
did.
A woman is a respectful female.
Tell
someone
us the
that's, you know,
difference.
that act right, that know her place, that could do what she
Okay.
could do. But
That's a
a
woman.
bitch is like a female that just wants to tear things up, that just wants to do the wrong thing and bring other people
That's the
down.
difference.
No, men who hit women are cowards. They should be, dealt with as such. Men who abuse women, are overly aggressive to women, sexually abuse women, rape women, should be dealt with the harshest penalties. That's not okay in any kind of culture or any kind of way.
What if she's hitting him?
Nobody should be hitting anybody. Everybody should just keep their hands to yourself. But
Deflect.
no, even in
Yeah.
that situation, no.
What if she's hitting him?
Still, never, ever.
Maybe she has a reason. I don't know. I still don't think he should.
If a woman is hitting a man, do you think he's, is it his right to hit her back?
To an extent, maybe shake her. Not hit her back. He could restrain her, but not hit on her. That's not cool at all.
What if she's hitting him?
It's not okay for women to hit men either. It's just not okay to take things there. That's not proper emotional
Is it
management.
considered a
and
crime
if you're
of
in a
equal
relationship,
measure?
That's not the way you handle things.
Not in
hitting him.
society, but by the
So
law,
you
yeah.
leave. You either restrain her or you leave. Get up and walk away.
She's hitting you.
No, not even.
What if she's
What if
hitting
she's
him?
in your house? You're just supposed to leave your own house.
Well,
What if she's in your car? You're in a moving
depends.
vehicle.
I
and she
mean, like,
starts
you
hitting
know,
Yeah,
I mean, the situation.
Just have her drop you
But,
off.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's not
Just
good
like
enough to hit
unclick
back
your
to
seatbelt
finish.
and
Alright, what
drive
if she's
into a
hitting him?
wall.
What did he do to get hit?
Just kidding.
I don't think
Sorry,
so.
that
No,
was a
I
punch.
don't approve with
That
no.
was.
A man should never hit a woman because he wouldn't hit his mother. So no.
What do you think?
I think no, he shouldn't hit the woman. But the second question, yes, sometimes they deserve to be hit.
I think she said it.
You have to reevaluate your friend, right?
Wow.
If a woman was to hit me, I wouldn't like that, but I know how to isolate myself from the situation, like, you know what I'm saying? And I also know that 9 times out of 10, like, if it's not really killing me, I can walk away from that, you know what I'm saying?
The most powerful weapon is the truth. And I'll say this, that what people really need to do is have their phone camera ready at all times to document what's happening.
Yeah, truly.
If any person starts becoming aggressive towards you, pull out that phone, start recording.
Maybe even live stream it. That way, nothing can say, oh, it was edited.
Yeah, there's that too. But they can prove whether or not it's edited in a courtroom if they're really seeking the truth of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've got an interview that was done on the same topic. I wanted to show that too before we conclude.
Because men should never hit a woman.
Why not?
That's just
Why not?
Up.
Why?
Why should a man hit a woman?
To protect himself.
Oh man, this is a lot.
What do you mean?
I just disagree with your viewpoints.
Why?
That you think a man should hit a woman?
Should a woman hit him? Yes, I do.
I don't think violence is the answer to anything.
No, in protection, he's self-defense. Let's say a woman, he shouldn't just go around hitting her just for no reason.
Yeah.
But let's say that, should women hit men?
No.
Right. So if a woman should hit a man, shouldn't he smack her back?
No.
Why not?
Because she's a girl.
Well, she doesn't know that?
She doesn't know that.
But I just think that's unfair.
So if a woman smack a man, what should he do?
He probably deserved it, to be honest.
What?
He probably deserved it, to be honest.
I think we heard that in one of the other videos, somebody else's opinion. They just immediately
Why
said...
is it always men deserve it, but women don't? Like, yeah, men deserve it, but why would you say that?
It used to be, not long ago, that if a wife got slapped or spanked or whatever, immediately people would assume, well, she probably deserved it.
But
and then
now
that mindset just flips over.
But now it's changed.
Yeah.
And now the women don't like it. Now, men can go to jail over almost anything.
It used to be
But
that
the woman can just just get out of it so easy.
yeah, it's a
Just
lot
because they're female.
It used to be that a man was a keeper of his wife and entrusted to basically be her guardian.
To keep her in check as well.
Yeah, just like a not the same aspects in every way, but similarly to the way a parent is a guardian over a child, a husband is a guardian over his wife.
That's right.
So, I mean, an adult woman has more rights and responsibilities than a child would, but just the same, a husband is his wife's keeper, or at least he should be.
Yeah. That's how me and Mikey work. We try to live by the Lord's ways. And I try not to let things affect me like it. A lot of women have this issue where they'll completely blow things out of context, and I try to keep that in my mind and not follow that example. Women are taught from young age that you're basically supposed to manipulate a man. And
manipulate the situation in their favor.
that's actually why I'm glad that I grew up with a traditional family. Because I wasn't taught that way. I was taught to be a good wife, do the dishes, clean up the house. The man goes out, he does his work, come home, good meal, full stomach. That's what a wife should do. And I'm not saying that a wife can't go out and get a job, but at the same time, that's what we were made to do. Take care of the children, the house, the chores, and the man comes home.
Yeah, to be a support for your spouse in the way that's needed of you. The same could be said for men too, that they're a support to their spouse, to their family in the way that's needed of them. So
Exactly.
So society might be quite a bit different, and the needs of a family are also quite a bit different in a lot of ways, including with resources and how those are acquired. But that doesn't necessarily change the roles of men and women, that's sort of separate.
I'm also not saying that a man can't help his woman, because clearly there's some men that love cooking. There's clearly some men that likes to do things for their wives, because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Love God and love one another.
Amen. And that pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Love God, love each other. So love God, we do as God says. We follow the righteous path that God puts in front of us, and love each other to do the same with each other, both ways.
Respect each other. Love each other. And that doesn't just stop at relationships. That also goes for siblings, for family, for friends, and in our case, our brothers and sisters.
Yeah. It also means being truthful to one another. It means showing gratitude. It means doing one's best to make peace between each other. If there's strife, then everyone involved needs to do everything they can to make peace between those that are in strife.
That's right.
It should rarely, if ever, and I should say it should never, but it should never come to violence, physical violence.
It definitely shouldn't. It should be able to be worked out between those individuals and not act like a tantrum toddler, but act like you're an adult.
But sometimes when violence happens and it doesn't stop, it needs to be stopped with sometimes an equal amount of force.
That's right.
I shouldn't say a greater force. Some men do take it a bit too far when retaliating against the violence of women. You've seen videos of it where a woman will like bend her fist like this and kind of
do the
chicken
little
punch them or something, you know?
I call it the T-Rex punch.
Do the T-Rex punch, you know, like her arms are too short and doesn't know how to quite use them. And then the dude just lays her out on the pavement, like just haymakers.
I don't agree
into
with
the ground.
that.
No. Yeah, that's not even an equal use of force. And it wasn't to stop her from what she was doing necessarily.
It was to be mean.
He laughed about it afterwards too. So it wasn't right what that man did. And I know we're not showing the video of it, but people might know what we're talking about, or they might even be able to think of examples like it.
I don't even want to show that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're trying to keep it friendly here.
Yeah. And one of the people in those videos earlier, they were saying something about, well, you don't have to hit her, you can restrain her. And that's true. Actually,
there it is.
Most of the time, the man is much larger than the woman, much stronger, and has a longer reach. He's probably capable of restraining her. But
what if the woman is stronger than the man?
Yeah, or what if she's armed? Or what if she's just that crazy that even restraining her isn't going to calm her down?
Exactly.
So what's the point? I mean, that's the point when you leave. And if it means knocking her on her butt so you can get to the door, if she's blocking your way out.
My biggest suggestion for anybody who's thinks that they can't disarm somebody is take some self-defense classes, because when you take those, you kind of tend to be able to know how to diffuse a situation without causing violence.
Yeah, I could tell you this from my personal experience. Every single fight that I wanted to end without throwing a punch, all I did was grab a hold of the person and lower my center of gravity. And it was very easy to just take them down to the ground. Mm-hmm. And me being on top of the situation, it was much easier for me to get up.
And quickly diffused.
And if not diffused, at least I could walk away. But there's been a couple of times in my life when even doing that wasn't enough and they still wanted to fight. And that's when things got serious.
Yeah. In this world, we just need to try to love God and love each other.
Yep.
I know I keep saying that, but that's the best way.
We also need to be able to fight for what's right, and
yes,
and to use an appropriate amount of force if it's necessary.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it doesn't come to that, but we live in a world full of violence, and we have to protect our people.
Yeah, unfortunately, that violence can come from anyone, even some random Joe Schmo off the street.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you got to think fast about the consequences of retaliation too. Because even corrupt police they have a great amount of power and authority.
Exactly.
And every action has a consequence.
Yeah. May not be the one you want either.
Yeah. Especially if you're in a foreign country and you don't know their ways and their laws. And
don't even get me started on that topic.
Yeah, we've been there, huh?
That's another topic for another day.
Yeah, it might be something we need to talk about soon.
I think so.
Yeah, but we'll have more people on for that because those experiences were shared between many of our people.
Yeah.
Talking about when we were deported from Israel and the other issues that we've had in other
we have an episode on that already, don't we?
Yeah.
To Israel.
Yeah, we do, but we didn't get everybody's perspective.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, we should talk about it more. But
yeah.
For today, I think we can close this here. Do you have a final message for our audience?
Yes. I'm going to repeat it. Love God, love each other. And may God bless and protect all of you in the name of Lord Rael.
So may it be.